The Literacy Review celebration took place on May 1st, 2018 at the Kimmel Center for University Life. 16 of the writers read their work to 200-plus guests, including the 50 other authors, their teachers, family, friends, and representatives of the New York City, ESOL, and adult literacy communities, and the NYU Gallatin community.
When I was in school, my country of Ukraine was part of the United Soviet Socialist Republic. Secondary education was compulsory. Our education was good, but the curriculum was strictly controlled by the Communist Party. The content of our courses was approved by the party, and it was impossible to change.
Being part of the June 30th revolution in Egypt taught me the meaning of home. When I decided to go out to protest, I didn't have any idea of what I would face. It was all about the feeling of anger toward injustice and fear for my family, including my 2-year-old child and my home. I felt I would be much prouder of myself if I went out to the streets than if I sat at home, pretending I was blind.
One day we woke up to neighbors in the high buildings of our street. They were shooting at all who were in front of them. Fighting had begun in our neighborhood. We were in our homes. We were enclosed in our homes for 5 days. I gathered my children and slept in a safe place of the house, out of fear. They were difficult days, awful. No one can envision it.
My dad, who was 40 years old, wanted to marry. He had been searching for a girl for a long time. He went to my mom's house and told my grandma. My grandpa wasn't home, so my grandma made the decision without his advice and agreed. She said at the end, for the marriage, my mom would be forced to marry and my dad because he was rich. She was 12 years old.
Why do I miss using this word chamo? It reminds me of where I'm from, the country of beautiful landscapes, where it doesn't matter how bad off we are, we still have a love or joke for each other. To me, chamo means the kindness of the people. Chamo means Venezuela. It also means brotherhood and solidarity with all the foreigners who immigrate to Venezuela during the oil booms from the 1950s to the 1970s. I know that their love for Venezuela is as strong as mine.
My friend who was in the car with me reaches for his phone to record the officer using excessive force. Officer McGarvey pulls his gun on my friend and says, "Put the camera down, you piece of shit." He snatches the phone and deletes the video, and then handcuffs my friend as well. I lie on the ground for about 15 minutes while Officer McGarvey ransacks my car, throwing my valuables onto the street as if they were garbage. He doesn't find nothing, so he lets us hook up.
One August morning, as the bus I was traveling on was approaching the city, I felt homesick and tired, but that did not prevent me from observing the metropolis that could be seen on my right, protected by an imposing lady with torch in hand, supposed to welcome all. I could see only her back, but I still impressed one who rushed to penetrate the depth of the tunnel that would lead us to one of the most imposing and diverse cities on the planet.
Now, this bird travels from country to country. She doesn't know where she was or where she is going, but she feels happy because she has the freedom to flap her wing in the sky. One day, the immigration bird will return home. Do you think that after she had felt freedom, she will return to her cage?
Autumn has come, and the cranes have flown away, but you have to keep them here as a reminder of the summer, of childhood, of the affection of your mother's hands. Start making origami cranes. When you finish making 1,000 cranes, your health will return to you.
A pair of tiny, strong, anti-ceramic vases sparkle with fantastic crystal green color. In China, my grandmother gave me these vases. They were her dowry, and she wanted me to keep them in the family to lure the next generation. I had known and loved these vases since I was a child.
I feel ashamed that I can't express myself as I used to. Nobody to console me. I miss my country where people are kind and compassionate. I miss my skills, my confidence and my ease when I speak in French, in Bassa, in Douala. No French, no Bassa, no Douala anymore. I miss my friends who know what to tell me when I'm frustrated. No Daniel, no Crispin, no Frank. They are far away. I miss my family. They are busy with something else.
Being with my mother in those years that she was able to talk to me, I learned many things about her I didn't know. I'm glad I did. For example, when she served us kids food and looked like she was sad, she was wondering how she was going to get more food for us to eat. As I continued caring for her, I realized she was deteriorating from Alzheimer's. So I started chanting for her to be all right. But the truth was that I had to accept death as part of life.
With her body filled with hope and giving him a last goodbye, Mrs. Butsky pushed her husband into the oven. The following morning, she got up before the birds and took all of Mr. Butsky's ashes and put them inside of a big pot. She could experience the great smell of the ashes for a second.
I finally realized that helping people didn't just mean carrying out medical chores and fluffing pillows. Although those things matter a lot, but just as important is connecting person to person, making my patients feel understood and valued. I could see ahead of me many more quiet nights on the ward, just being myself with another human being.
My father is a police officer too. He always said to me, "Don't tell a lie. Don't do anything that will make someone sad. Try to help people in trouble." He was always working, so he wasn't often at home. He wasn't able to go to most of my school events, such as graduation ceremonies or sports festivals. I couldn't understand that when I was a child. I even saw that my father hated his family. But now I can understand him.
Hearing my neighbors' conversations from my bathroom. Constantly switching the language of my thumb keyboard, from French to English and from English to French. The gap between doors in the public restroom and the fear of being seen. The line at Trader Joe's in the morning, in the afternoon, in the evening. My radiator clanging loudly, just as I'm falling asleep. Despite its peculiarities and oddities, loving the city a bit more every second of every day.